Hey guys, how's it going? It's Thomas here. We're going to do a live stream here of Apple's new event today, September 12th. They named it WonderLust. So we have about 20 minutes before the event starts. You could follow along with us at apple.com/events. We'll be watching from there. I am not going to show the video in its in its full glory on here. I don't want to get flagged and get the video pulled back down. But we will talk about what we're seeing, my thoughts on what's going on. We'll even pull up some Twitter or you know or what do they call it, X now. I'm still not used to calling it X. It still don't make sense to me. We'll pull up some tweets. We'll pull up some Mastodon.social, and we'll take a look on Blue Sky as well, and see what everyone's having to say, along with following along with the video. So again, we're gonna be watching from apple.com/events. Uh, so yeah, let's take a look at what some people are saying now. So okay, so we have our Twitter or X on the left hand side here, and we'll pop back and through all this stuff. We have our Mastodon.social in the middle, and we have Blue Sky on the right there. They're all searching for the keyword Apple event for today. I was thinking WonderLust or something, but we're just trying to keep it generic. So what's going on today? Today is Apple's fall event. Usually they announce their new iPhones at this point, which it's very likely we'll see an iPhone 15 today. The thoughts with that is, lately it's been little incremental updates, but I think the big thing is USB-C for the iPhone 15s. So that's a big want for a while. I think we will be getting that today. All signs point to that with the betas. Some new cameras. Question mark, will we get a whole new design? I'm not really sure, but I think we're due for a new design. And if they're redoing the connector and everything, perhaps we will have a new design. I'm hoping for some surprises, maybe some more information about the Apple's version of the AR goggles, right? Apple Vision. I'm excited about that. I know people are saying it's expensive. It will be the first iteration. I am a little surprised. I thought it would be open to developers first, like they've done previously for a while, and then open to public later on. But the rumor mill is buzzing that it's just going to go public first, which um, I'm a little surprised. I was thinking that it would be more a developer version first, uh, because of demand and how much it is, and getting apps on the App Store and all that stuff before the public comes in, which it still could be the case. What else will we see today? Other than that, I'm not really sure. Everything else will probably be incremental updates. iOS 17. We've heard of that. We've seen that for everything. The Apple TV, the HomePods. Um, Maybe there's some more surprises in there that we don't know about, but I think we know a lot of that already. With that being said, what else? All right, well let's scroll around. Let's see what's going on here on Twitter. People getting to the Apple event and just looking at stuff. I think Tim Cook did So if you go to the Apple website to the events that didn't go live yet, but I think there was a YouTube on their thing that went live with him, with Tim Cook sitting with CNET or someone, uh, just answering some questions and talking for a bit. I'm not sure if that's still live now. Let's see. What's anticipated? Yeah, iPhone 15 again. That's what everyone's going to be talking about. Um, will the phones be bigger? Will they be smaller? I personally have a 1 terabyte iPhone 14 Max Pro. That's my daily driver. Um, I like the bigger phones because it makes me not have to carry an iPad. I used to do a small phone and then have a small iPad. But since then, I've gone up with the phones and leave the iPad home. Uh, just scrolling through Twitter here, seeing what people are saying and doing. There's that big debate between Twitter, Mastodon, and Blue Sky. And my whole thing always was Twitter was always good for live events. They did that very, very well. That being said, if we go side by side and look at all this, I mean, the majority of stuff we're seeing is just, even if I force refresh, Twitter's still taking the lead here with how many people are using it and the live stuff. So as much as I think Elon may be dropping the ball with the Twitter stuff or the X or people are still using the platform more than the other ones. Again, the live stuff is what I always felt Twitter was good at. But I would usually have like 3 or 4 different columns open, searching for different hashtags, different things, different places. But I can't really do that now with the limitation of third party apps and whatnot. Mastodon's cool, but again, it doesn't have that reach, and yeah, it's just not as polished. Blue Sky, I feel like, is a little more polished. I have this in a browser right now, not the app. I think they did come out with a new little app. Apple events. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. Once the events start, I mean, we'll be focusing more on that video and looking over. But yeah, I'm excited. I think it's time for a new phone. I really wonder. Usually, the logo for these events tell you something about what's going on in the event, right? So tagging it WonderLust, I really curious about that, and I don't know about this Apple logo. Does that say something? Yeah, I'm really curious. So we're reaching about the 12-minute mark until about the time we go live, or the Apple goes live. D Portis 47. Yes, I will get the new iPhone for sure. I am part of the iPhone upgrade program. So I basically trade in my phone every year for the new one, and I love that. Before that, I used to sell my phone every year and then buy the new phone, and it was always a race on selling the phone, getting the current value for it. So I used to use a service called Gazelle back then because they used to lock your the price of your phone in. So they gave you 30 days. So what I would do is, as soon as I knew the new phone was coming out, I would lock in a price, and I would lock in your price, and then the prices of the phones would start dropping, but you would still have that set price, and that's how I kind of used to get the most value. And my wife also gets a phone, so we're usually buying two every year. So it adds up. And then if you don't get your phone in that first wave, then you're kind of out, right? It's pushing you probably past that month through Thanksgiving. So it was always a key thing to try to get in there and make sure that you got your order in first, so you get that first batch in order to, get the most value for your phone. Um, but ever since the upgrade program, I just started doing that. So yeah, I think I pay like $60 a month to Apple, um, for the 1 terabyte iPhone 14 Pro Max. Um, it's more like a lease program. You do not own the phone because you hand it in at the end of the year. You could choose to keep it at the end of the year and pay the remaining balance, or just let it go for 2 years, like other providers. But it is an unlocked phone, and you could take it to any carrier you want, which is nice rather than doing it with your own carrier. You're not locked in there. And the other thing that people don't realize about the Apple upgrade program, the cost of Apple Care Plus is included in that. So, that could be a $200, cost right there, that you're going to end up buying separate somewhere else. So that was the long answer to your question there, Deportus. Yeah, I'm looking forward to. I heard some rumors of an actual real telephoto lens. Um, yeah, I would be interested to see this, how this new phone is. Uh, you know, I heard a rumor that they may be going with the glass back again. Uh, Again, it's a rumor. Who knows? Uh, I like going bare with my phones, or very, very minimum, but lately I've been running these mag back cases on my phones. They're basically, the reason being, there's a MagSafe. I'm always using MagSafe cases now, because I mount it in my Tesla and stuff like that. Um, these are the strongest magnets for MagSafe in any iPhone case I've ever tested or used or seen. Another thing too is they're so strong you can just kind of put it on a refrigerator and it'll stay there. It can mount on other things. Not that I really use it that way. I use it because it's strong. I don't use a clip-in mount in my car or anything. I just have what is that? A Moment. Moment makes a MagSafe mount that has corner 20s on it. So I have that on a suction cup, and I click this on this. But all the other ones were very shaky. This one is like you put it in and it's locked. It's down. I will be blown away. I hope I'm blown away, Daniel. I hope I'm blown away. So we're about 6 minutes and counting. So if you're going to follow along, again, I am going off the Apple website, not the YouTube site. So the apple.com/events. That's with an S at the end. Well, let's see. Does event work too? Event. Sometimes they have URL forwarding. No, event does not work. It's events with an S at the end. Events. All right, so it does look like they're live at this moment. So we're about 5 minutes to. They have some looks like rocks flying across the screen. Not sure who the music is. Doesn't sound familiar to me, but I'm sure it's someone popular. Yeah, I can't tell if they're rocks or crystals. It looks like they're blue and gray little boxes flying around the screen. Let's see if I can maybe get away with showing this. I'm being a little reluctant because I don't want to get flagged. So let's go in here. Sorry, I'm going to change one or two things in here. I wasn't prepared to do that. Let's go back to primary display. So yeah, so this is the screen here. I'm not going to do any audio or anything. We'll see what we'll jump between things. So I'm not really sure what that is. I mean, if I zoom in a little bit, I don't know what they're hinting to at this point. Right? You guys see that? So it looks like little rocks, gray and blue, going around the screen. All right. Yeah, I guess I did have that audio going for a second there when I went large. Uh, yeah, let's jump back to YouTube. Let's scroll back up and see. Not YouTube, sorry. Let's go back to Twitter. Yeah, what did you guys think of the dynamic island that they threw on us last time? I mean, I've kind of forgot about it. And even though they added all these cool features and everything into it that seemed pretty cool, I don't even pay attention to it. Um, I guess it's nice that it's there and they made use of, dead space. But I'm not either way. Yeah, we're about 2 minutes in. Yeah, that USB C for the iPhone will be a big thing. So I know in beta I was trying it on my iPad, and you're able to you're actually able to sorry about that. Something buzzing in my ear. Um, yeah, so with the iPhone with iPhone having USB C, one of the biggest down points was if I filmed anything, it's nice that I could do ProRes LT and RAW now on 422 on the iPhone. It's great. However, getting it off the iPhone is the trouble, right? That Lightning connector is way too slow to push that amount of data and get it off your phone in a timely manner. Even AirDrop, it's just not reliable enough to push large files like that without it crashing and starting over. So a lot of the times, most people won't do this, but what I would do is use an FTP client on my phone and FTP it to my computer. That seems like the fastest way for me to get it done. But again, I'm reluctant to film anything big like that because of the chore it is to get it off the phone. Now it syncs to iCloud, which most of the time that is on, but that sync is going to take forever to get to iCloud. So unless you're not looking to get that video off there in the next couple of days or something, it's reluctant. So USB-C will be great. We'll be able to do faster data transfers and get stuff off the phone. But on top of that, I was testing it on my iPad, and you could now do things like connect a webcam to it. So if the camera wasn't good enough, or you want a camera that is on a gimbal that actually follows you, or a 360 camera or something, it gives you a lot more possibilities. Or maybe an audio mixer, or so they've put in support for USB-C devices now, and it'd be cool to see where that goes as well. Okay, so all those rocks that we're showing on the screen switched over to the Apple logo, and then just went away. So I'll leave the screen on for a second. All right, I'm gonna jump off because that is an ad. So they're talking, they're showing an older man by a window that looks like he's a dad. So it looks like it's a commercial. No Apple products. Okay, we have an iPhone on it next to a sink. Just a bunch of people being close, kissing each other, and there's a little girl in a car that has an Apple Watch and says happy birthday. So I think it's the dad's birthday in this commercial. People getting texts. It looks like in other languages. I'm not sure what they're aiming this commercial at just yet, other than family. It looks like a push on family still. They're showing kids at the beach, family at the beach, family in the house with a birthday cake, families outside. It looks like, like different types of birthdays in different places with different families. So now they're pointing out Taisha, one of the birthday people here had low blood pressure and was rushed to the hospital, and it saved her life. Now they're jumping over to another young man who was caught in a blizzard and used an Apple product to find his way. Another person trapped miles off the road. An emergency SOS satellite from the iPhone saved his life. So they're looking at all these family members and showing all the ways that Apple products have, or iPhones, have saved their lives. Apple Watch heart rate, leading to discovery and the removal of a tumor. She's now cancer-free from the heart rate monitor. Yeah, I will say I love the Apple Watch. I do have an Ultra. I wasn't too sure if I was going to like the Ultra as much, but now it makes it hard to go back from the Ultra. They're still going through different people in those families and how now they're talking about how Apple Watch has saved people's lives. I wonder if they're going to include some more features. Will we see a new Apple Watch today? With some new sensors or something? Could be a possibility. It's still on the same commercial, all these people that were saved just having a good time, enjoying life after. Okay, the commercial's over. Now they're going back to the Apple Circle, and then they're doing their whole drone footage from outside coming in, and it looks like it's diving into Tim Cook. He's outside. He's pointing out about saving lives and iPhone and yeah, Apple Watch and iPhone. So they're giving some updates now. So it looks like they're going over the new machines that started shipping already not too long ago. The M2, the 15-inch laptop. So nothing new. Going over the older stuff. Let's keep going with the tweets. So yeah, if you see on the tweets, you could see that he's there. So now they're talking about Apple Vision. Wow. So they're saying their responses for Apple Vision Pro has been amazing. Now they're showing quotes from everybody like iJustine, David Pham. They're saying they're looking to ship Apple Vision early next year. So I guess we won't hear. They came right out the gate saying that. So maybe we won't get too much about Apple Vision yet. So now they're talking about Apple Watch keeping healthy and okay. So Jeff's coming on to talk Apple Watch a bit. So Jeff's talking about health and what it does for you. Oh, next generation of Apple Watch. So they're launching a new watch. So let's update the tweets here. There you go. Some people are showing Deidre is coming on to tell us about the Apple Watch. Yeah, the biggest thing about Apple, right, is that they make their own OS and now they're making their own chips. So they're pointing out that since they're making their own chips, they could do more with it. Okay, I'm going to say that Mastodon, I'm going to close it. It's almost not even worth it. And even Blue Sky, there's not much there. So let's make the Twitter stuff a little better, a little bigger, I guess, if we can. So she's talking about Siri commands being processed on the Apple Watch now. So that's good. I mean, it's not going over the internet or anything, and it has its own neural engine on the Apple Watch itself. Hmm. So now it sounds like you're going to be able to get your health data using Siri also because of the new security features they have in there. So you could ask if you took your medication or things like that. Later this year, though, they're saying for those features. Hmm. So it looks like they updated a chip on your iPhone so that when you ping your iPhone, you'll be able to find it more easily. Looks like it's more accurate. And you can control your HomePod from your Apple Watch as well. Once you start getting close to it, you'll get prompts on your screen. 2,000 nits, so it's almost double what the brightness was with the last phone, which is actually kind of nice. And then go as low as 1 nit, which is pretty nice. So now we're back to Jim to tell us about some other new feature. So they're talking about gestures like wrist raise, like raising your arm and it answers, or cover the display to turn it off. Interesting. So some of this stuff. Yeah, Series double tap. So it sounds like Siri 9, you could tap your fingers together to do stuff, which is kind of what we were seeing in the Apple Vision promos, right? So it makes sense they bring it to other things. So now you could double tap your fingers together and answer a phone, uh, hang up a call. They're demoing this stuff now. So basically, the primary button in whatever app you're using. That's pretty cool. As long as you're not walking around and you hit your leg or something, and it's gonna go off. So machine learning of tiny. Okay. So it's looking at the blood flow, small changes in the blood flow to sense those double tap options. Now we're in another commercial where they're showing a woman waking up in bed and her snooze alarm's going off, and they're double tapping, and people climbing the walls at the gym, and beehive people. That's cool. I guess it's like I said, it's not a huge surprise because we were looking at stuff from the Vision, Apple Vision, doing similar things, right? But the Vision Pro was using cameras to do it, right? I guess this is using blood flow. I guess the sensors. Cool. Let's keep moving with this Twitter feed. So double tap. Yeah, I see 2,000 nits. So they're saying next month for that. So that's interesting. So does that mean that next month will be okay? So they're showing new colors for the watches. So there's a pink, a silver, a red, a black, and a gold. So that being said, I haven't seen anything about an Ultra watch yet. They've still just been saying and showing pictures of the normal Apple Watch. They're doing another commercial, looks like, with all the Apple employees sitting in the room, including Tim murmuring to himself what he needs to say. Everyone's just sitting there waiting for somebody. A bunch of the buildings starting to rattle a little bit and leaves flying outside. Uh, a woman showed up and they're calling her Mother Nature. It's a fun commercial, it looks like. So Mother Nature is saying stuff like you've promised to be fully eco friendly by a certain time, and all this. So they're saying no, they're not going to have any plastic in any of their packaging by the end of next year. All their phones and everything are reusable aluminum. No more leather and in leather cases. So they're saying that everything runs on clean electricity at Apple, and that their offices are carbon neutral. So this is Mother Nature here on the Twitter photo. So Mother Nature is trying to find something wrong with what they're doing, but everything is really high. So they're saying by 2030 they'll have a net zero carbon footprint. They're just staring at each other now. You're all breathing a sigh of relief now. Okay, commercial's over and back to Jeff. So now they're talking about emissions again outside of the commercial. Uh, I want to say that this event seems to be moving pretty slow. Even the commercials seem longer than normal, or maybe they just feel slow. I don't know. Then again, if they're only talking two products today, Apple Watch and iPhone, maybe they just need to fill time. And talking about everything they recycle and that they use all the recycled products and recycled cobalt in the batteries. The sport loops for the watch bands now are made out of 80% recycled yarn. So they're saying this year all Apple watches will be powered by 100% renewable power. Now they're talking about packaging being fiber based, and it's smaller so they can ship more of them. It sounds like they're going to be doing more shipping over sea than air because it's less carbon. So the Apple Watch 9s are 100% neutral carbon neutral made. Okay, let's. I feel like Blue Sky is failing here too. Twitter's the only one that's really keeping up to live Apple event. Everyone else isn't really posting. So it looks like a new band that's using a new type of material. Fine woven is what they're calling it. It almost looks like those metallic bands that we had before, the leather metallic ones, but instead of leather, they look like they're woven material. So there's new Nike bands that look like they have little flakes in it, and they're recycled material. They kind of just look like confetti. I'm not too crazy about that. And there's a new Nike watch face also, which so ditch crash detection, new band, Siri, how much did I sleep last night? Carbon neutral, precision finding for iPhone, S9 SIP chip, Siri on device, a new gesture. Let's oh, so now they're jumping to Apple Watch Ultra. Okay, cool. Let's see. I mean, I am not in no rush to get a new Apple Watch, but I'm curious to see if they added any new sensors or anything. They keep calling it a precision tool. The Apple Watch Ultra is a precision tool. Apple Watch Ultra 2 is what it's going to be called. So it gets that S9 chip also. So you get the double tap gestures. So with the on-device Siri that you could talk to it, now you could just tell it to add a location pin. Wow. So there's a new display technology for the Apple Watch that brings it to 3,000 nits. That's nuts. Modular Ultra is what they're calling this display. So this is like the new watch face, Modular Ultra. So ultimately, the look looks exactly the same from what they're showing. It doesn't look any differently. The footprint looks exactly the same. The buttons are same. Yeah, the orange button on the side. So so what I'm getting at is, I guess, talking to the Siri with the SIP stuff, that would be an upgrade. The display would be an upgrade because it's higher nits. Um, I don't know if that's worth upgrading your Ultra. I really don't think so. Or for me, I'm not. I'm not going to upgrade the Ultra. So they're still saying same great battery life, which is impressive because they're getting 3,000 nits out of it now. So more recycled. So it's 95% recycled titanium now. That's it. That was really short. Let's see if we could switch it over real quick so you guys could see the stuff. Yeah, for me, I'm not excited about that. The 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 sip and yeah. So Apple Watch SE 249 starts at 249. Series 9. So 799 for the Ultra 2. So Apple Watches looks like you could pre-order today and have them September 22nd is what I believe they said. That went kind of quick. They didn't leave it on the screen that long, but let's see. I'm sure other people caught it on Twitter as well. So yeah, so available September 22nd. So you order today, so, and you'll get it September 22nd. So now we're going into iPhone. Cool. They're rolling some kind of commercial or something. Music, and it looked like a zoom in. What I'm guessing to be where the cameras are in the phone. Yes. So they just zoomed out, and that's where the cameras are. Uh, they're showing the regular iPhones. I'm assuming there's only two camera lenses on it. So Cayenne's coming on to tell us about the iPhone. Okay, looks like we got a bunch of colors here: black, blue, maybe a lime, a yellow, a pink. So there's still a dynamic island. They're showing it expanding. Showing the typical dynamic island stuff. Still talking about dynamic island being useful, showing boarding passes and music stuff. So, Super Retina XDR display. Supported Dolby Vision. So 1600 nit peak HDR brightness with the new iPhone. Outdoor brightness goes up to 2000 nits. So there's a 6.1 and a 6.7-inch iPhone size. This is the regular iPhone, right? Okay, so the back is glass. It looks textured almost like aluminum, but the whole back is a colored, textured glass, is what they're saying. Let's switch. Oh. So it looks like there's a ceramic shield over the screen also. They keep pushing this carbon neutral stuff today. So by 2030, they want to be fully carbon neutral. 75% recycled aluminum in the iPhone case, 100% recycled cobalt in the battery, and 100% recycled copper for the logic board and the charger. Okay. So iPhone 15 has a whole new camera system, is what they're saying. Cool. Let's see what they did. .48 megapixel main camera. Yeah, 1.6 aperture. It's nice. I haven't seen the bottom of the phone yet. I haven't seen indication of USB-C yet. But if they're pushing 48 megapixels images, the files are getting bigger. They're going to have to, yeah. Talking about the photonic engine again and the light pixels. Hmm. 24 megapixel photo though. So the camera's 48. They're doing stuff, and then it's going to go down to 24 megapixels, I guess, because of all the dense pixels in the photo. So there, since the regular iPhone is only two cameras, they're adding a 2 times zoom that kind of crops in. So I guess since it's a 48 megapixel lens, it's cropping in, so you're still getting the resolution that you would expect. Uh, so I guess maybe that's the idea. So you also get continuous zoom with the 2x photo lens. All right, so someone called Marianne's coming on to tell us more about the actual portraits and photos. Image quality engineer, that's her title. Let's keep looking at YouTube. Yeah, the telephoto. I mean, sorry, Twitter. There's all the colors for the iPhone. Like I said, I think this middle one is kind of like a lime or something, right? I don't know. And then you have yellow, pink, white, black. But again, these backs are glass, right? So the backs are glass, even going all the way up into the camera. That's all glass. That's all one piece, is what they're saying. Okay. So they're adding, they have depth mapping now, so they're going to add focus and depth control after. So after you take the photo, you could switch your focus from one person or to another, which is cool if they're getting all that data. So they're saying there's a new type of smart HDR. They're showing a lot of different photos caught. So A16 Bionic is a new chip in the iPhone. 16 core neural engine. Five core GPU. And 6 core CPU with 2 high performance cores. Oh wow! So it has a bigger battery, so you'll get longer. Let's see how long they say. Oh, I guess they didn't say. Wired and wireless connectivity. Exciting new wireless features is what they're saying. They're bringing someone else on. Dennis, hardware systems engineer. Yeah, near field communication and ultra wideband stuff. So, so they're putting the second generation ultra wideband chip in it. Yeah. So, in case you don't know, the ultra wide is kind of like when you aim your phone at another phone or another direction, so it's able to do the direction thing. So even like think of when you have your air tags and you're searching for your air tags, it's using that wideband to find it when you're in proximity. So this new chip, they're saying you get a further distance. So there's a new machine learning that makes your audio and phone calls better now to filter out the background noise. So a voice isolation option. I've used this, and this is like huge. I've kind of been telling everybody about that. It is night and day. At first, I didn't even realize it was there, and I thought when I saw it, it was the AirPods isolation, which is totally different. So they're talking about the satellite SOS right now, and that it's coming to other countries. Emergency SOS. So now they're adding another. So before that, it was like road, like if you got into an accident or something and you're hurt. Now they're adding something else that's roadside assistance over satellite. So yeah, that's cool. So it will send the text out. So like AAA. So that's pretty cool. They gave examples like if you ran out of gas or got a flat tire or something, and there's no cell service, you could use the satellite to start a text with them to get someone out to you, and you get the service free for 2 years. The satellite service for 2 years if you, with a new iPhone. So wired capabilities now. Okay, let's go. That's the They haven't showed it, but they said yep, USB C on the bottom. Finally, charging, data, audio, video. Yep. Need to. They're also making the regular wired earpods USB C also. Okay. They're talking about MagSafe, how recyclable it is. So this is where they go in that fine woven again. So getting rid of leather cases and doing these soft, durable woven cases. So leather is out, and this woven is to replace the leather. So this is the quick breakdown. I'm trying to grab these screenshots when they come up if I can. So the page says 4K 60 HDR video out. So I'm assuming with the USB C, uh, there's a video converter that does 4K 60. So that's good to know. You might be able to just plug that straight into a monitor, a USB C monitor, and get video out that way. They do more commercials now. Uh, Commercial is a phone moving around like everywhere. All day battery life, showing it on the plane, in the car, like everywhere. iPhone 15. Okay. 15 and 15 Plus. So $799 and $899 for the 15 Plus. At 128 gigabytes is what they're listing as default. And you could get up to $800 off for a trade-in with Apple and their partners. They didn't say a date on that yet, but I'm assuming they'll go to Pro first before saying dates. I don't know. So Tim's recapping what she said. So again, I mean, we kind of called it, right? So we said the possibility of a glass back. We saw that. USB C. We saw that. Uh, and the updated cameras, right? Those are the three things we kind of called out. I was thinking we would get a whole new design, but I don't know. They're running another commercial now. Let's scroll through Twitter a little more. Yeah, USB-C in the bottom, lightning cord dead. iPhone 15 $799, iPhone 15 Plus $899. Okay, so now we're going to the Pro. Cool. Jaws is going to talk about the Pro now. Doing the whole drone zoom up and let's fly around Apple Circle and then into the front doors. They're saying packed with industry firsts. Let's see. Titanium design. Interesting. I wonder if that's going to jump up the price. Yeah. So it should make it a lot lighter also if they're going all titanium. It looks like it's a brushed titanium. They're showing pictures around the corner. Thinnest borders also is what they're saying. Okay. So they reduced the dimensions while keeping the screen size the same thing. Okay. So they're saying it also has the toughest glass in the industry. The ceramic shield as well. But the ceramic shield is only on the front. So there's two sizes. 6'1" and 6'7". The design looks pretty much the same as our Pro. The three cameras, the light. There's no drastic look difference. Grade 5 titanium. So it's stronger than pure titanium, is what they're saying. The same alloy used on the Mars rover is what they're saying. Talking about thermal distribution and how strong it is. Precision, yeah, machining, sanding, blasting. Okay, so they are not anodizing. They're using a PVC coating. So four colors: black titanium, white titanium, blue titanium. Hmm. So the way it's built, it sounds like they're thinking about repairability. So they made the chassis where everything mounts to easier to be fixed, which is really good to hear. Oh, this is okay. So there's another design change. Yeah, the switch. People talked about replacing the switch with a button. Yep, there you go. So there's another little action button above the volume buttons. So you could also pitch it with shortcuts and have the action button do other things, which is probably why they're calling it an action button. Kind of like the Apple Watch Ultra, right? Um, they have the action button, is what they called it. Talking about dynamic island, always on display, the standby mode. Yeah, they're showing this. So they're saying performance is a lot better. Let's see what they say about it. So A17 Pro. All right, then jumping over to Shri. That's Shri. They didn't say his title, so action buttons, like I was saying, right above. So 3 nanometer chip, 3 nanometer transistors. So 6 CPU cores. The fastest single threaded mobile CPU, they're claiming. Unmatched efficiency cores in the industry. 16 cores, Neuro Engine, that's 2 times as faster. Yeah, Daniel, I mean, everything coming from trash and it's still going to be expensive. So they're recycling all this thing, but they're not passing on a savings. It's going to be more expensive. I don't know. Performance and efficiency, complex applications, new rendering features. Okay. 6 core GPU. That's pretty good. Oh, there's ray tracing on the iPhone now. That's kind of cool. Yeah, so they're talking about how much better the hardware is to do the ray tracing, comparing software at 8 frames a second to their hardware getting 30 frames a second. Yeah, so this is the side by side they just showed. Back to Jaws about gaming. They're talking about how good that Apple is the best mobile gaming platform there is. They're talking about the App Store, how it's revolutionized. Okay, let's see. They're gonna show us something. The Division something by Unisoft, some other video game. It looks pretty good. Fishing line looks like a Final Fantasy type game. Genshu Impact. Upscaling, better response times, more detail to environments. Resident Evil Village. So they're saying stuff like Resident Evil Village and stuff can now be played on the iPhone because of that, because of the CPU, the GPU. Okay. So they're talking about kind of some of these big games coming early 2024. Resident Evil and Resident Evil 4 later this year. Assassin's Creed 2024. Okay, now they're moving to the camera. Cool. Okay, it's still showing. So they're saying equivalent to 7 camera lenses in your pocket. So now they're someone called Misha is coming to tell us about it. Okay. So 48 megapixel main camera. Nanoscale coating, less lens flare. So that quad pixel again. Okay. So they say besides the Pro RAW, you could film in HEIF also, which I think is Apple's format for photos. '24, '28, and 35 millimeter from the one. Yeah, that's kind of neat. So you could set at your own default focal range for your main camera. So when you open up the camera, it's always at that focal length. The photos they're showing are really good. They're always pretty good. 24 millimeter. I'm seeing a lot of f-stops under 2, like 1.7, 1.78. This guy's doing, this photo is ISO 5000 at night sitting in a yard in front of a building, which isn't talking about that smart HDR again that they have. Okay, zoom range. So 3x telephoto camera, 77 millimeter telephoto, 77 millimeter, 2.8 aperture, it looks like. 2.8, I caught that. 5x optical zoom, so that's 120 millimeter. Huh. So the stabilization, they've upgraded it. Moves in all 3 directions. This is the stuff I want to see. So they're innovating on the camera side. Nice. Ultra wide is 12 megapixels, 2.2 amateur, 13 millimeter focal length. So macro has a 10x optical zoom now. So macro 13 millimeter, 24, 28, 35, 120, 77, I think. So now they just came back and they're talking and they're showing USB-C in the background. So they're They're showing kind of like tethering with Capture One, where you could take a photo with your phone and then automatically go over to your computer, or plugging in an external drive and using Filmic Pro to save the video straight to the drive and not the phone, which is huge. I like that. Ooh, 4K ProRes. Now you could do 60, 4K 60. Hmm. Asus. They're going to support Asus. Interesting. So now you'll be able to do like log and use Asus. Yeah. Oh, now they're talking how good your videos and photos will look with Apple Vision Pro. Oh, okay. So now they're turning the camera sideways, and with the two cameras side by side, you can now do spatial video and record. This way, they look more 3D on the Apple Vision Pro. Nice. Cool. Yeah. So making it easy too. You could share with anyone that has an Apple Vision Pro. Okay. So that looks like they're finishing up with the Pro. This is the quick glance screen. Pretty solid. I mean, you want camera? Okay, same price as last year. So 11.99, 256. Okay. So 256 looks like the standard memory. Uh, the max is 11.99, 256. It looks like the iPhone 15 Pro. They'll give you a trade up to $1,000 off. Pre-orders are Friday. This Friday. So delivery the 22nd. iCloud Plus is now adding more, two new plans, 6 terabyte and 12 terabyte plans. Pretty good. So they did not raise the prices on us. Supposedly, I don't know if the default is 256. I think that's what it was last year, but I don't know. Do you really need the extra storage? It sounds like they're saying goodbye. Tim Cook's back up. The fact that you could plug in an external drive and stuff now for major recording and stuff, maybe you don't need such a large, like a 1 terabyte drive anymore. Because if you're going to film anything pro or anything you're really going to use that you need the big stuff, then you could just grab a drive and use that. So they're recapping everything. It looks like it's ending. So what are we at? 11:22. So like an hour and 22 minutes in. Will this be an hour and a half thing? Will they jump in and give us some updates about Apple Vision, maybe? Tim Cook's still recapping, saying how special they are. The Apple Watch, the iPhone, using them every day. Okay, I mean that looks like it's it. You know, they're putting up the logo and they're out. Um, so yeah. So to recap, I guess let's run through this a little bit, right? So Apple event, they really only talked about two products: the Apple Watch and Apple Phone, right? The Apple Watch, they did come out with new Apple Watch and the new Ultra, the Ultra 2, both of which I personally didn't think are huge upgrades, but the displays are brighter. Um, yeah, look at that. I'm blanking because I really wasn't too impressed about it. The Siri being on board in there, that you could actually talk to it. It's not sending it somewhere else to interpret it and bringing it back in, so it's quicker. And because it's doing that, it's more secure. So being able to get health data and stuff like that is you want that to all to be secure, so they can finally add all that. Um, the ultra wideband is in it, so you can narrow down what you're pointing it at. Um, Again, for me, I'm not going to upgrade my ultra. I'll see next year on what it is. It's not that much of an upgrade. It looks exactly the same. The bands, they have some updated bands by everybody, including their own. They got rid of leather in all their categories, so now they have some new fine woven material that's supposed to be really durable. Moving on to the iPhone, like we guessed, they replaced the back with glass. Also, the USB-C connector, as we predicted, and the cameras. Right, so the regular iPhone, has two cameras, redone cameras, the glass back. The phones look exactly the same. Uh, Nice upgrade. Nothing huge. I mean, if you have last year's model, maybe it's questionable. It depends on how much you use the camera. The display is a little better, just like every iPhone. Everything's a little better, right? Um, I don't think there was any huge leap. Again, just like the iPhone, the Apple Watch, you got that new SIP chip, so you have the ultra wide, Bluetooth in there to find your other devices and everything. Um, yeah, the iPhone Pro added some more, a better zoom, optical zoom, not a digital zoom. So now we're getting 5 times. I think it was to 120 millimeter. Really nice macro. Uh, Being able to turn the phone sideways and be able to get that 3D effect, so you could take advantage of that in Apple Vision later on. No, no mention of availability or much about Apple Vision other than next year. Um, iPhone, the iPhone Pro is now in a mixture, a titanium version, which I think is kind of nice. It is not ionized like most titanium things are. Instead, it is a PVC coating, which they claim to be more durable. That'd be questionable. I want to see that. The iodizing is kind of nice because the color seeps into the metal, So even if it's scratched, it doesn't look like you see the scratch, but it's still the color is scratched underneath it. I'm curious to see if this coating that they put on it, if it's scratched, is it going to show? You know, if you have a black phone, is it going to be white? Is it going to be, are you going to see the underlining color? Colors look nice. It is like a brushed type of a look to it. The back, like we said, is glass, but from the pictures, the back is almost like a frosted textured glass. They said it's colored throughout the glass to be more uniform, so it almost looks like the same color as the titanium itself. Um, yeah, I'm kind of excited to use the camera for the iPhone Pro. I believe it was a little brighter from what they were saying. Um, Pre-orders are Friday, ships the 22nd, or it's in stores the 22nd, which usually means that's when they arrive at your house. Friday usually means Friday morning, so it would probably be midnight Thursday. That's what I'm guessing from previous years. Uh, yeah, I will be getting the new iPhone 15 Pro Max. Yeah, the other thing, so the USB-C cables in it, being able to plug in external drives and record directly to that. That was always a question if they were going to allow us to record directly to it, or if we had to record internally and then copy it over. So it sounds like they're going to let us record directly to the drive, which is nice. Um, you'll also be able to tether and take photos with like Capture One or something, is what they were saying. Um, yeah, a lot of nice little camera bumps. It looks like the camera design, even the way the camera's made to reduce the shake and everything in there. They even stepped up that game a bit. Um, yeah, if you're into cameras, this is probably a decent upgrade for you. Again, I will be getting it. The question is, do I get a 1 terabyte again? Do I go smaller since I could use external drives? I probably will just keep to the 1 terabyte. But yeah, that will be the question. I am on the upgrade program, so it doesn't cost me much out of pocket at the time. I pay every month, so um, I pay throughout the year for this stuff, basically. Um, what color? Let's take a quick look at the. Let's see if the Apple Store is up yet. Apple.com, and we'll peek over there. Okay, let's see if we go to store. All right, so let's take a peek here. All right, so let's take a look at the iPhone 15 Pro. Right, so there they are. I can't scroll down, so let's say I'm going to go max. Okay, so there's the colors. Right, let's see if they do any more side by sides on the colors. Not a whole lot there. Okay, so there's black. The blue kind of looks nice too. The silver even looks nice. Well, I'm going to have to decide which one. And then I'll probably get another one for my wife for sure. I have to see what color she wants. So we'll definitely have two. If you're interested in any unboxing of them, let me know in the comments down below. And I'll for sure do that. Let's see if I click on the colors. Okay, so that's natural titanium. See if they show any other angles. Okay, I guess that side view is a little better. So that's natural titanium, which that looks kind of neat. Blue, let's look at that. It's almost like that midnight blue color. White. So white looks like it's silver on the sides again, like they used to be. So it's a white silver. And then there's the black titanium, which looks like the typical black now. I don't know. I might go with the natural titanium. Maybe that'll be safe also for scratches. I don't know if it scratches. Maybe it'll be the same color underneath. Um, so it looks like we have 256 version, 512, and 1 terabyte. So it maxes out one terabyte again. And it looks like that getting the money back for your phone type of thing. Yeah, interesting. All right, while we're here, I guess let's take a look at the regular iPhone 15s. Let's look at the Plus just so we can see the colors again. Yeah, so we have the we'll go through them. So we got the blue, and I guess I'll do the same. Look at this. Oh, I guess you can't. I guess they really want you to look. The side still looks like silver. It doesn't look like blue. Blue silver, I guess. I don't know. Okay, the pink at least is pink on the side. Yellow. Yellow. Is it yellow on the side? Yeah, it looks kind of yellow on the side. And then what I kept calling lime, they're calling green. But I mean, that doesn't look like real green. That looks like a dirty yellow. And then your typical black, right? Black looks like black, like I have on my phone now. Yeah, I mean, let's take a look at the watch. Let's see. Yeah, the Ultra 2. So the SE 9, the Pro, 49 millimeter titanium case, which the last one was titanium also. Yeah, so I mean, even the Apple Watch, they didn't add any new sensors or anything. There really wasn't a big, let me go out and get that. And I'll also add, they didn't say anything about AirPods, right? AirPods 2 are still the second one, or even the AirPods Max. So we haven't seen anything with those, and the thought was that, possibly they would say something. Which is a good question mark. I don't know. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts down below. Are you picking up an Apple Watch? Do you have one already? Are you replacing it? Are you picking up a new iPhone, replacing it? Let me know your thoughts. And if you want to see any unboxing or any first looks of the new iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max, I usually get the Max. My wife usually gets the Pro. So we usually have both of them and in different colors. I'm leaning more towards the titanium. And I'm not sure what she's going to go for. Yeah. And check back. I will do some shorts maybe on the Apple upgrade program and ordering come Friday. Maybe with some quick tips in shorts coming up. I've done it every year since the very first iPhone. I've had every single phone. And 2-3 years ago, I jumped to the Apple upgrade program and been using that. Yeah, guys. All right. Take care. Next time.